Hey guys, welcome back to Brothers Grimdark. We've got another kill team battle report for you. This time we're playing escalated hostilities, and I'll hand you over to.
So,
Owen
escalated
for more
hostilities,
info.
we have the 6 objectives, as can be seen in front of you here. At the end of the second and third initiative phases, starting with the person who has the initiative, you will select an objective that is the closest to your deployment to remove from the board. So let's say we're talking this side, you would choose one of these two at the end of the second initiative phase to remove from the board. Then at the end of the third initiative phase, you would remove the next one there. And then in the fourth turning point, at the end of that turning point, these two objectives are worth 2 VP for controlling them.
The ones in the centre.
And for every other turning point, they're worth 1 VP.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no mission actions that need to be performed to control the objectives. It's just a case of getting people on there and controlling it using the APL of the operatives. Now, the kill zone is we have the heavy cover in this. All these red pieces here are all heavy cover. The light cover is this orc barricade, 3 here. And all the other bits of barrels and boxes are white terrain. So just to start off, we're going to roll off and see who gets to choose who is the attacker.
I'm the red dice.
So
He's
starting
the
with me. So 1.
Against a 6.
We'll see how that's not a good.
It's not a good sign for him
sign
for the
for me.
game, but it is a good sign for me.
So we're going to select our kill teams, select the drop zones, do our attack ops equipment, set the barricades.
Just do everything really, all
yeah.
the setup, and then we'll come back once we've done that and let you know what's going on.
Okay, so the attacker, I have been selected as the defender because my brother has chosen to be the attacker. And the kill teams that we've gone with today is I'm using the veteran guard.
And I'm using Death Guard.
Yeah, so the little
Compendium team Death Guard, obviously.
Yeah. So the story we've got going on here is this is an old abandoned imperial outpost that's been long since left behind by the Imperium after lots of skirmishes with the orcs. And the Imperium have finally got around to sending a contingent of veteran guard, only to discover that it has been overtaken by the ruinous powers of chaos, and the fetid, gloopy Nurgle have decided to stain this holy imperial ground with their fetid stench. So we'll start off with the
putrid, gushing sores.
Start off with the plague or the death guard.
This is the miasma of Nurgle. That's what I call them. We've got the heavy gunner here with a blight launcher, I think it is. We've got an icon bearer, just with a bolt gun and the icon. We've got a champion, plasma pistol, power fist. We've got a fighter, plain marine fighter, with a great cleaver, I think it is. I'll have to double check. I think it is the great cleaver. Great plague cleaver, yeah. And the guy in the end is just a gunner, so he's got a plasma gun.
What about any equipment you have?
The equipment, I have a virulent rounds, and that's the icon guy on his bolt gun. Filth sensor, because he's terribly filthy, is the champion, so he's got the filth sensor. The icon guy again has a Nurgling. Don't know why I said it that way. Nurgling. And he also has a plague bell. So most of the equipment actually falls into the icon's hands, apart from the champion. So the only 2 guys who have equipment are the champion and the icon bearer. That brings me to 10 points in total.
Okay.
Using all my potential.
So we'll just go through the veteran guard. So I've gone for, rather than going for some air support, I've decided that a bit more boots on the ground are going to be handy for this mission. So I've gone for ancillary support, which are these 4 troopers here. And for my equipment, all 4 of these will be given a hot shock pasta pack, which gives them an extra 1 damage to their las gun characteristic.
A whole 1 damage.
Well, we'll see. And the other equipment of my last 2 EP is on the leader is going to get a rosemary, which allows him to deny the damage of 1 dice in the game. And I have a plasma gunner, a melter gunner, a demolition specialist. I have the zealot here, I have a sniper, a spotter, a medic, the comms specialist, and I also have a grenadier. So those are the teams. I will be... Yeah, I've gone through that, yeah. So I will be setting up my troopers first, and then that's followed by the Death Guard. So we'll come back after all of that. So we have deployed our units. The Veteran Guard have a barricade right there, and a barricade here. And the Death Guard have one there, and there. And the Death Guard have set up with 3 conceal orders, 1 engage order and conceal. And on the Veteran Guard side, we've got pretty much all conceal except 5 guys, which are the 4 standard trooper veterans and 1 grenadier. So we're just going to do our scouting options now, see who gets initiative and see what we've chosen. 3, 2, 1. So you get a free dash, I get to change an order during turning point 1, which means I get the initiative for the first.
Oh, I meant to change my order. I meant to do change order.
You meant to do that?
Yeah, I meant to do the change order, but I don't want to be dash.
How convenient! You get initiative then.
Oh.
Right, so we'll...
I mean, we'll roll
No,
off
it's
for
fine.
initiative because I messed up. I meant to do 2 dice. I don't know why I got 3.
No, it's fine, I don't care.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we're just going to go into the strategy phase to see what ploys we're going to play, so we'll come back for that and first activation.
Okay, so I chose not the Death Guard, chose to not choose any strategic ploys. So I'm not spending any CP on that.
So for the Veteran Guard, I chose to first issue an order to my comms veteran, which is take aim, which allows me to re-roll any attack dice results of 1 when I perform a shooting attack, which also reduces his APL by 1, but it issues the order to everybody on the board.
Do you want to put a
-1
on it?
And then I spent 2 CP on overcharge las guns, which essentially gives my las guns the AP1 hot characteristic, or an option to choose that. I also chose into the breach. As you can see, I've dashed all my...
Yeah, that's why they've all moved forward.
Dashed them all forward, so I've only got 1 CP left. I also revealed a faction tac-op, which is called Stand Fast, and it just means at the end of any turning point, if friendly operatives control 2 or more objective markers, and friendly operatives control more objective markers than enemy operatives do, I score 1 VP, and if I achieve that condition at the end of any subsequent turning point, I score an additional VP. And that's everything, so we're going to start with the Death Guard turn 1, turning point 1.
We'll be back in a second.
So for the Death Guard's first activation, just moved up.
Move from there to behind there and stay concealed.
And then for the Veteran Guard, I've chosen a just standard trooper. He's moved over here and he's going to take a shot at the plasma Death Guard at the back over there because he's got an engage order. He's going to be looking for 4 dice, looking for 4+, and we're going to overcharge it, giving it AP1. Got a crit, a hit, and we did get a 1, but thanks to the order that I issued, I get to re-roll that into a 2, which is a miss, but at least I don't get destroyed by the overcharge. So that's a crit and a hit, it's AP1, and you're in cover, so you can retain 1 dice and roll the other.
Okay, let me just check my ploys as well. I'll roll to save first.
So you can retain 1 because you're in cover.
Retain 1. Let's put that there. And I get to roll another, which is another save.
So you could actually block the crit with that and just take the...
I'll spend a CP on revolting durability and turn your crit into a normal hit, which means that I just block them both with those saves.
Right, okay.
So let's move that to 2. Because that becomes a normal save now. And I just block, yeah.
Well, yeah, normal attack. Right. Yeah. So that's my
Normal
first
attack.
trooper. They are GA2, so I will activate my
Nice.
second trooper, and we'll come back to that. So for the group activation, the trooper that was behind the barrel, he's just moved up to there, and he's going to perform a shoot action on the same guy, plasma guy. It's going to be the same thing again, overcharging it for AP1, looking for 4+. So crit and a hit and 2 misses, so don't roll any of those. And
just retain 1.
Yeah.
Normal. And roll the other one.
Another normal, so
I'll block your crit.
So you block the crit, you'll take the normal, which is just 2 damage. I need to roll your disgustingly resilient.
So I'm looking for 5s and 6s. You only take 1. I've got a 5 and a 3.
1 wound. Right, that's the end of my activation.
Okay, I moved the plasma guy that's just been shot out of harm's way, kind of. Moving a dash up to that. So he's behind heavy cover now in this direction and behind light cover from there. And I'm shooting at this guy with the engage order. With the plasma gun, I'm not going to overcharge, it's just going to be the standard shot. 4 dice, 3+, AP1. See what we can get. So a miss, a crit, and 2 hits there.
So I only get to roll 2 dice, don't I?
Yeah, AP1.
So 2 dice looking for 5+. Get none of them, so it's a dead.
Yep, he takes 16 damage.
Yeah, he's only got 7 wounds, so it's a dead guard.
That's the end of his activation.
So what's happened so far is my comms veteran guardsman did his 1 APL to give this plasma guy an extra APL. Then it was the death guard.
I moved my icon bearer. He did a normal move and a dash onto objective 2 for 2 APL, and then activated his icon of decay for his last APL, which gives anyone within square of him the ability to re-roll 1s and 2s for disgustingly resilient if they take damage, which is very good.
So then it was my activation. I moved the grenadier up to here, and he's going to fire a crack grenade over at the plasma gunner back there. Getting a lot of attention this turn, that plasma gun. Yes. So I'm going to be rolling 4 dice, looking for 4+. And I can re-roll any 1s that I get. So that's 1 hit, 3 misses. One of them was a 1, so I get to re-roll that.
Another 1.
Into a 2. It's just 1 hit, which you can retain as cover.
So I'll retain
so he doesn't take any damage there. And it's Death Guard activation.
Next Death Guard activation, normal move and a dash. The heavy gunner up to there. Changed his order as well, by the way, with the scouting ability. He's within square of the icon guy now, so he benefits from the... I can't remember what the name of the rule is, but the rule disgustingly resilient thing.
Where you can reroll 1s and 2s as well as
yeah.
5. Yeah. No, you can just reroll 1s and 2s where you're disgustingly resilient.
He's shooting this chap with his blight launcher.
Any AP?
It's AP1.
Okay.
Yeah, AP1, 4 attacks, 3+. So that's a miss. 2 normals and a critical.
So I'll retain 1 for cover, normal save, and roll my other 1. It's a fail, so I take a crit and a normal, which is probably killing me, I think.
It's 10 in total.
Yeah, so that means he dies. So for my activation, I'm going to move my plasma gunner, who was behind the barricade. He's just going to move up with a normal move to this location, and he's going to take a shot at the plasma guy.
What a surprise.
And he's going to be supercharging his plasma gun, because we can reroll 1s, which makes it hot. I'm going to have 4 dice looking for 4+, and it's going to be AP2, so I hope we get some better rolls this time. So that's 2 hits, 2 misses, one of them a 1, which means we can re-roll that one. Into a miss, just a 2, so he's safe. So it's 2 normal hits, you're going to get 1 dice.
Okay, I'll just retain it.
So you retain it and block a normal. And the normal from the plasma gun will be 5 damage.
So I need to roll 5 disgustingly resilient dice.
Yeah, so you're rolling 5 dice, looking for 5 up, and you get to re-roll 1s and 2s, yeah?
Yep. So I block 3 of them with 5s and 6s. I get a 1, that's a 3, so I take 1 so far.
Oh,
Reroll the 1. So I take 2 of the 5.
Right.
Disgustingly resilient, coming in strong again.
Takes 2 wounds, and for my plasma gun's last activation, he's just going to dash behind that cover so he lives to shoot another day.
So the plasma gunner is down to 8. My plasma gunner, Death Guard 1, is down to 8 wounds.
Right.
For the Death Guard's turn, I just moved the champion up behind the heavy cover on objective 1.
And for the veteran guard, the sniper dashed up to this position, and he's going to shoot the plasma guy again, who's somehow surviving an onslaught of fire, just got flesh peeling off him.
And he's just
nothing's going through.
Getting filled in by the maggots.
So we're going to hope for some crits on this, because it's mortal wound 3, it's 4 dice, 2+ to hit. And we get to reroll 1s as well. So we get 1 crit, 2 hits, 1/1, which we get to reroll, which is another hit. So it's a crit and 3 hits. There's no AP, so you can retain 1 because you're in cover.
Retain 1. A normal. Should I re-roll that? I didn't want to spend it on
Cost
a
you
re-roll.
a precious CP.
Classic.
Tradition.
1, 2, 1.
Don't think I've ever rerolled CP. Why does it always happen?
I don't know.
So, to tally up, you have blocked 2 normals, which are 3 damage each. So 2 of those go.
So I take the crit and the normal.
The crit
The
crit will give you 3 mortal wounds, and it will also do 3 damage to you.
So I'll roll.
And the normal will do 3 damage. So in total, you've got 9.
I'll roll the mortal wounds first.
Yeah. Right. So it's 3 dice for the mortal wounds.
Looking for 5s and 6s. Reroll 1s and 2s. Oh dear. So I take 2 automatically. Not automatically, but from failing those.
Yeah.
Reroll the 1.
So you take the 3 mortals.
3 4s. Take the 3.
And you've got 6 to roll for the
1, 2,
damage.
3. Get an extra dice out.
What you need to do is save 2 to survive.
Save 3.
So yeah, he's gonna survive.
I'll re-roll them just for the beans and see what I would get. I would take those.
Well, you have to re-roll 1 anyway, which saves
6. So yeah. Out of those 6, I
take
took
2. So in total, you take 5.
Yeah. So he's still alive.
So he's still alive with 3 wounds.
3
and
wounds.
The Death Guard don't suffer
injury,
so he can still shoot with his full ballistic skill. So I guess we're on to the Death Watch Overwatch now.
Overwatch, yeah. Okay, so it's Death Guard Overwatch, and I'm going to use the plasma guy before he perishes. I'm going to shoot the grenadier who shot him earlier. So it's going to be 4 attacks. It's going to go to 4+ instead of 3+ because it's Overwatch. So here we go. Wow.
That's not great. At least you got a crit though.
Yay. A crit and 3 misses.
Well, the chance of me blocking that's slim. So I've got, is it AP1?
It is AP1, yeah.
Alright, so I just have to roll my dice, I have no cover. Looking for 5 up. I get a crit.
So you're fine.
So he's alright. Maybe that grenadier is secretly a Death Guard in disguise.
Second Death Guard Overwatch, and it's the last one I can do. I'm going to use my heavy gunner and shoot the grenadier again because I need to kill him after the last
Come on, Grenadier boy.
So it's going to be the same basically as a plasma gun. 4 attacks to 4+ from 3+ is Overwatch.
And the AP?
Yes, AP1.
Okay. Well, critting a hit, better than last time.
Still 1s and 2s appearing though. Those are useful in discussing the resilient, but not when I'm shooting someone.
Come on, the secret Death Guard Grenadier.
What?
Critting a normal. He takes no damage. What a machine. He's determined. Oh my god. So with the Veteran Guard's activation, there's no more activations or Overwatch for the Death Guard. I moved the Trooper to here. He's the last guy that can take any shots. He's going to try and kill this plasma guy who's clinging to life thanks to Papa Nurgle. So it's going to be 4 dice, looking for 4+. And we're going to overcharge as well for AP1. So that's a crit and 2 hits. And a miss, which you can't re-roll. So it's a crit, 2 normals, and it's AP1 for you.
Okay.
So you can retain 1 and roll 1, essentially.
If I did that though, I was thinking if maybe I should just roll and try and get crits, but it's unlikely to happen. I'll retain 1 and then roll the other.
So just to tell you, the damage profile on that is 2, 3. So the normal's doing 2, the crit's doing 3.
Oh, so it's not actually a lot. Well, I've only got 3.
So in theory, if you just took a crit, you should block maybe 1 in discussing the resilient, but who knows, that might
Well,
not
I
happen.
won't retain it yet. I'll roll this one and see what happens. Then I'll decide whether I retain it or not.
Right, okay.
So that's a save.
Yeah.
If I retain this,
You
that
block.
means I can block
That means you're best off blocking
the 2 normals.
2 normals because that's 4 and the crit's 3.
I'll do that. So I've got a save and I retain the other one as a normal.
Yeah, so you have to roll 3 dice for discussing the resilient.
Because he's only got 3 wounds left.
Yep.
He does get the blessing of the icon though.
Just need to make one of these.
Oh dear, I take 2. So
we get to reroll the one.
This one.
Is he blessed?
Yes,
he is blessed by the Nurgle.
So he's down to 1
Clinging.
wound.
So we'll do the rest of the Veteran Guard, which is mainly just going to be moving around. So we'll come back to roll for initiative and just go over the movements that have occurred after that. So I've just moved up my Veteran Guard that were remaining. Move this little group of guys over here, hold that objective, move my medic up to there, and move my melter gun up to that objective to hold it, which will give me 1 VP for the faction TACOP 2 when this turning point ends, because I hold more objectives than my opponent and I hold 2 or more. So we're just going to roll off for the initiative of the next turning point. So 6 for the guard.
And a 2
for the Death Guard. So we will go through our strategy phases. We'll come back for those. So I chose to remove this objective marker.
And I chose to remove this one.
Yeah.
Pushes us basically is going to push us over to the far side of that board for this turn anyway.
So I chose to not use any strategic ploys, but I did issue the take aim order again so that I can re-roll all my 1s in shooting.
I've done the strategic ploy of contagion, and I have announced rout as my tactical TACOP. Sorry, not tactical.
And I have revealed my other 2 TACOPs. One of them is a faction TACOP 1. The other one is hold the line. Hold the line, I need to make sure there are no operatives within pentacle in my drop zone at the end of any turning point to score a VP. And faction TACOP 1 is at the end of a turning point that I have revealed this TACOP. I've actually revealed that too soon. I need to reveal it at the end of a turning point.
Oh well.
So I'll turn it over and we'll go through that later on when it applies. Oh wait, no, I can reveal it. Oh no, never mind.
Make up your mind.
No, not revealing it. That's it. So we're now going to head into the start of turning point 2 with the Veteran Guard going first.
Okay. We'll be back momentarily.
So for my first activation, I'm going to activate the trooper down there with the melter gun.
This chap.
And he's going to shoot at the... Is he a blight heavy gunner or something?
Heavy gunner with the blight launcher.
Yeah,
This guy here.
He's within pentagon and he's got an engage order, so we're going to try that. So I'm going to have 4 dice, and I'll be looking for 4+. And I can reroll 1 thanks to the take aim order. That's terrible. It's excellent for him.
It's actually great. I think it's really good.
I get to reroll this 1-1
to a 2
to a 4, which is 1 hit at AP1, but you can just block it for cover. So
yeah,
it doesn't. So nothing happens.
That's a great turn. Well done. Really good. Next Death Guard activation was my icon bearer. He moved around here doing a move. And he had, well, before he did the move, he activated his icon and he spent one of his APL on some of his equipment, which was a plague bell, and then he moved around there. This token represents the icon that he's got up, and this represents the plague bell. I didn't know what else to use apart from the, like it signifying a sound. The plague bell allows anyone within pentagon who starts their move to move an extra circle, which is how he got further round. And the icon does the disgustingly resilient rerolls of 1 and 2 as well. And then what did you do?
Then I moved my demolitions expert from behind here. He moved up to that objective. He then performed the plant mine action, which is his mine is signified by that. And with that action, he also gets a free dash, so he just dashed behind there to try and stay safe so he can potentially blow it up next turn, but we'll see if he survives this turning point.
But him moving there, because of the contagion thing going on, and it's going to affect this next action as well. When he's there, the equipment that the champion has, which I think is mephitic toxin, if he's within 2 circle of the champion, he's injured, which doesn't really matter to him at the moment. But everyone else who's not got it, they just have the contagion rule, so anyone within circle of them acts as injured as well. So you have to treat them as if they were injured in terms of movement and weapon and ballistic skill. So I charged with my fighter from this objective all the way around to this objective and into, is that the melter guy?
Yeah, it's the melter
guy.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to attack with the Great Plague Cleaver, which is 5 attacks.
If he gets any crits here, I will die because it's 7 damage on a crit, which is all the guards' wounds.
Okay, 4+.
There's no crits there.
No, I might re-roll 1 though. Let me see what the damage is. What does rending mean again?
Rending means if you get a crit and you have a normal hit, you can change the normal hit to a crit.
Okay.
So if you were to roll a crit on a reroll now, you could change one of those. Not that it matters because you just need 1 crit anyway.
Okay. I think. Do you want to pause? Can you pause it so I don't think? We're going to do that.
Right, so we think technically I'm supposed to roll my dice for attacking at the same time before anything's decided. So I'm going to roll my 3 because that will determine whether he actually needs to even re-roll 1. So I'm 3 dice. I'm going to hit on 5+ instead of 4+ because of the contagion thing. So don't hit anything.
Which is what I wanted. So the guy dies.
Yeah.
Because he takes, what was it, 2 normals, which was 5 each.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So for my activation, my sniper here is going to try to finish off the plasma guy. Just going to shoot him. So it's going to be 4 dice on looking for 2+. Any mortal wounds will be, any crits, sorry, will be 3 mortal wounds.
Any AP?
No AP. I get to reroll 1s for take aim. There's no crits there, but there's 4 hits.
Okay, so I'm pretty think I'm going to die, but I'll retain 1 for the cover. Roll either 2. Failed 1, and I got a crit. So
you block 2,
2,
and you take 6 damage.
So I need to roll 6 dice.
Yeah.
Resilient.
And you can't re-roll 1s and 2s there, can
No,
you?
he's not within range. damage.
So it's just 5s, and you need to get us some really good rolls here.
I need to get all 5s and 6s or I'm dead.
Yeah.
I do have a reroll left though. And I can spend a CP to...
They were all normals.
Oh, they were all normals.
Yeah.
Let me just see if there's anything else I can do. No. Okay.
No,
not
so he was
two.
dead.
But if I I would have been able to re-roll all of these.
Yeah.
So he is dead, but let's just see what would have happened just for Nerval's sake.
Still dead.
Yeah.
Close.
One wound left. It's not exactly likely. Okay, so Death Guard, next activation. I've moved him there, so he's going to be wholly within square of my drop zone. And he's going to attack the Grenadier. With
See if this Grenadier can survive another hit.
It's going to be 4 attacks, 3+.
That's AP1.
AP1, yes, that's what I'm talking about. A crit, a normal, and another 2 normals.
Don't think I can actually save that, but roll it anyway. It's a crit and a fail. So
you
Bob
take
crit,
3 normals, which
is
is
dead.
4 each. So 4, 8, 12.
I will spend a CP for, I think it's called In Death Atonement, which is essentially only in death does duty end. Where he is essentially dead now, but he survives till the end of my next activation, and then he will die.
So with him being out of action, which he is essentially,
Yeah.
I'm going to reveal
Marksman.
Deadly Marksman.
Yeah.
Which doesn't get me any VP, but from now on, if I do it again, I get a VP.
Yeah, you just kill one more person and then survive to the end of the match to get the second one. Right, so
I
now
moved shot, so I have 1 APL left to work with. And I'll move into cover.
So because I used In Death Atonement, I had to activate that guy, so as not to waste him. He moved up to there so he can shoot this Cleaver Man without him being able to retain any dice. He's going to fire a crack grenade. He's going to be 4 attacks, looking for 4+. He's kicking dice everywhere. And I can re-roll any ones that I get for take aim. So that's a crit and 2 hits.
Oh dear.
It's AP1. So you just roll 2 dice, looking for 3 ups.
So I get 1 3 up.
You want to re-roll or?
I'll spend a CP on turning your crit. Does it turn into a normal?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I'll use Revolting Durability to turn your crit into a normal.
Right. So that means you're going to block 1 for that 1 save you got.
Yep. So then there's 2 normals.
And there's going to be 2 normals, which is going to be 8 damage.
Wow, okay. So, 4, 5, 6. I've got 8 dice actually, so that's cool.
And you get to re-roll 1s and 2s.
I do, yeah. So, I
2 that you've saved.
Save that. That goes through. Those go through, unfortunately, and so does that one. I can re-roll these 2.
Yeah.
Oops, shit, sorry. And I get another one, and then I take another one. So I take 5
damage out of the 8.
Which is not bad, I suppose. So 5 damage out of the 8.
So it takes 5 damage, and the Grenadier is going to just die.
I have dashed my champion from round here to there, and he's going. I've changed his order to engage. He's going to shoot this guy who's hiding, who planted the mine with his plasma pistol. So it's going to be 4 attacks, 2+ because he's the champion. And of course, I roll a 1. But I still get 3 hits. And I think the other guy doesn't get any benefit of cover because of how close they are to each other. Roll them all.
It's 2 dice, 5+. None.
So I think he's dead.
Yeah.
He takes, just for the audience, he takes 3 times 5 damage.
Yeah.
So he's dead. 15, yeah. And his mine.
His mine disappears. Yeah.
Oops. And his token disappears as well.
You can do anything else with the champion?
Yeah. He's got 1 APL left, so I'm going to move him. And he gets 3 circle move, unlike his compadres. Need to fix that. I think that barrel was on there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There.
So for my activation, first thing I'm going to do is activate this trooper here. He's going to shoot at, sorry, not the champion. Going to shoot at that guy. He's going to be counted as injured because he's within 2 circle of the champion. Instead of 4+, he's going to hit on 5+, and it's going to be 4 dice, I believe. Yep, 4 dice, looking for 5+. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I get to reroll 1s as well. So that's 3 crits and a hit. So you can retain 1, there's no AP. You can retain 1 for cover, which gets rid of my normal. Is that what you're going to do?
If I roll 3, I could get some crits, but it's unlikely, I think. What I'll do is like I did last time, I'll roll 2 and then see if I want to retain the other.
Right.
They're both saves,
Yeah.
so I'll just retain. Wait, let me think.
If you did that, you'd block 1 crit and 1 normal, because you use 2 normal saves to block the crit. You take
I'll do
2
that
crits.
then, yeah. So I rolled 2 normals and I retained 1 save, which is a normal.
Yeah.
So I'll block a crit and a normal there, which takes me down to just taking 2 crits.
Which is, because he's the trooper, he's actually got, I forgot about this earlier, but he's got the extra damage capacitor pack for his las gun. So instead of 3 damage for the crit, it's going to be doing 4 damage, so it's going to be 2 crits, 4 damage each, 8 total.
And I have 8 dice.
8 dice, re-rolling 1s and 2s.
Okay, so I get 2 6s straight off the bat, so don't take those.
Take 3.
Do take that, and I take that, and that one, and that one, in fact, so I take 4.
Alright.
And I re-roll the 1 and 2. Keep doing that. Come on.
Another
So I get another 6, and I take another one, which is...
So again,
5.
out of 8 damage, you take 5, taking down to 2 wounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a GA of 2, but for that trooper's final activation, he's going to charge the champion and just stay there and do nothing. So we'll come back for the second trooper's activation.
For the Death Guard Overwatch, first turn, I'm quite limited. I've only got the champion and the fighter and the heavy guy with engage orders, so I selected him.
The champion's in combat though, so you can't.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I selected him, and his range with his pistol is that when there's no one.
So he couldn't overwatch.
No one inside.
Then it was the guard's turn, so I'm going to choose the spotter over here, who's going to use his mortar barrage on the plague heavy gunner on that objective. So he's going to have 5 dice. He's looking for 4 plus. I can't re-roll 1s for this because it doesn't count as a standard shooting attack. So we've got 5 dice looking for 4 plus. I don't think there's no AP or anything like that, but it is barrage, which means we draw cover from directly above, so he cannot retain any dice.
Yep.
We'll have to roll. So it's just one crit.
Okay, so I'll roll. Nice one.
Get a crit, block
2
it.
1s. Yeah.
So it's onto your activation. So it's just all my activations now, because there's no more Overwatch on the Death Guard side. So the first thing I did was I used my Zealot. He activated his action called Uplifting Primer, which means that anyone within square of him that makes a shooting attack, if you roll a hit of 5 or more, you can retain that as a crit. So it essentially gives one of your dice lethal 5+.
Who did you do that with?
With this guy here. So my leaders, then after he did that, he moved up to there to get within range of that objective. And my leader moved up so that he's more than 2 circle away from this guy's fetid miasma. And he's going to take a shot at the champion.
Yeah, I think you are. Yep.
So it's going to be 4 dice looking for 4+. I'm going to supercharge it, so it's going to be AP2. I get to reroll any 1s from the take aim order.
Reroll some 1s back to 1s. That's justice.
So I think it's 4 dice, isn't it? Yeah. 4 dice, 4+. So it's 2 hits, 2 misses. One of them was a 1, so I'm going to reroll that one.
To a 1.
To a crit.
Close.
So it's a crit, 2 hits. I did get a 5 as well there, so that 5 is going to become a crit also, or lethal 5+. So it's 2 crits and 1 hit.
So I'm screwed out basically.
So you can retain, you're in cover there, so you could retain 1 and block the normal.
I can't because it's AP2, you overcharged.
Yeah, but you've got 1 dice, so you can either choose to roll it or you can choose to retain it. It's up to you.
Should I risk it and roll it, or block? How much are the crits?
The crits are 6, the normals are 5. It's the same damage profile as the regular one, it's just AP2 instead. It's 5/6.
I'm tempted to roll it just to see if I can get something, but I'm worried that I'm going to get a 1 or a 2. So I'll just retain it.
So you retain it and you block the normal,
Okay,
which means you're going to take 2 crits, which is total of 12 damage, so you're not going to die either way.
Let's just see how it would have happened if I'd have rolled it. Good job, Eddie.
So you take 2 crits, which is a total of 12 damage, so you need to roll
12 dice.
Yeah, and you re-roll in 1s and 2s, I think, as well.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm rolling 8 dice this time and 4 afterwards.
Yeah. We
2
can't re-roll
sixes.
any of those, unfortunately.
No. So I take 3.
Do you want to put the ones you take to one side of the...
6. I need to use one of the dice.
Right, we'll use
So
this
6.
purple.
Just remember 6 is how many
This
we've
purple
got.
one will represent 6
Yeah.
taken. I can find the 6. There we go.
How many more
You
dice?
did 8, so you need to roll 4 more. This is 12 total damage.
So I save 2 and I can re-roll those. Come on.
So it's a total of 8 damage you take. The 6 plus the 2, which is 8.
Yeah. So
you block 4 damage.
from 13. I'm down to 5.
5 wounds, yeah.
That was really offensive.
So I have a couple of guardsmen left, a plasma guy and 3 of them left. So I will move on to those. So we're just going to correct an error. That leader going up there and shooting that guy couldn't have happened because we completely forgot that these 2 are in combat. So instead of moving up and shooting, he's just going to move up there with the conceal order and just stay there.
Yay!
Which is good news for the Death Guard. So the plasma guy who is here is going to move up on this vantage point and he's going to take a shot at the guy with 2 wounds remaining. He's going to supercharge his plasma gun.
Which one's that, the fighter?
Yeah, the big cleaver. He's going to supercharge the plasma gun. He's got 4 dice looking for 4+, rerolling any ones. It's AP2. So that's 1 hit and 3 misses. And you can just retain, well, not from there, I didn't have any cover from there, so you have to roll 1 dice.
1?
It's AP2, yeah. Save. So last 2 activations for me, I moved this guy up to that position behind the barricade, and I just essentially passed with the medic behind there. So now we're just going to roll off, see who has initiative for the 3rd turning point.
I'm hoping it's me. Yes, it's
the Death Guard.
Death Guard.
So you're going to remove that token now. I'm going to remove this one.
Yeah, and then we'll get back to you when we've done all that and sorted everything out. I, strategic ploys wise, activated Contagion again.
I didn't do any strategic ploys, but I did issue the take aim order again to my comms guy, so I get to reroll 1s for shooting attacks.
And for my first activation, I chose to activate my heavy gunner. I dashed him back, to there, and he's going to shoot the plasma gunner up there. Which is 4 attacks, 3+, AP1. So a crit and 3 hits.
Roll 2 dice looking for 5+, get a crit, so I guess in 3 normals kills me.
3 normals, they're 4 each.
Yeah, so that kills
12,
me.
Yeah.
So I'll spend a CP for in Death Atonement to keep him alive till the end of the next activation.
I score a VP for Deadly Marksman.
Yeah.
With that one. So that gives me a VP. So I dashed, shot, and then I'll move.
So we'll just come back after you've done that.
Yeah, I'll do a move.
So for my activation, I'm obviously going to activate this plasma gunner, so it can hopefully do something before he dies. I'm going to try and shoot this guy with 2 wounds again. It's going to be 4 dice, looking for 4+. Can reroll 1s, and it's AP2. I'm going to overcharge it as well. So it's just 1 hit again.
I can't retain anything.
No, you have to roll, but it's 3+. You'll probably save it.
Is it AP2?
Yeah, so it's just 1 dice. Yeah. And then he just dies.
The last Death Guard move, I moved my icon guy just to the right and activated his Plague Bell and his icon that he's got, which allows anyone within square to re-roll 1s and 2s for disgustingly resilient, and the Plague Bell allows anyone within pentagon to move an extra circle in their movement.
Okay, so for my activation, my sniper switched to an engage order. He was here, he moved up to there, and he's going to take a shot at the guy with 2 wounds left. And I mean, 2 shots with a plasma rifle wasn't enough to kill him, so hopefully this will be enough to kill him. There's going to be 4 dice looking for 2+. It's 3 hits and a 1, so we get to reroll the 1. So normal hits, so 4 normal hits.
Two normal saves.
Yeah. So you're going to take 6 damage there.
Okay, so I need to roll 6.
Yeah.
Die, but
Well, knowing some of the rolls that you pull off sometimes, you never know.
so I need 5 and 6s, rerolls 1s and 2s.
Jesus Christ.
So I think, yeah, I've got 2, I'm dead. So I
So
would.
he does die. That was
I
way
saved
too
3.
close.
Even if the one I dropped here was a 1, I still would have died. So, yeah, it's unlucky, but it was close. My next move with the death guard, I've only got one more left. And it's the champion, so I'm gonna... He is in combat with this guy, so I'm just gonna fight him. And it's gonna be 5 attacks. And it's gonna be 3+. That's what I'm talking about. 2 crits, a hit, and another hit.
And my guy's going to have 3 attacks, looking for 5+ because he's treated in being injured.
And the weapon's brutal as well.
So that's a crit and a hit.
Okay.
He's fighting for his life. So
I'm
what are you
gonna
gonna do?
parry your first crit.
Yeah.
Parry that crit with yours.
And I'm going to die anyway, so I'm just going to hit you.
Yep. And then I will crit you, hit you, hit you.
Yeah.
So how much does your hit do?
Let me just check. 2 damage, so I'm going to roll 2 dice for...
Yep. So we're going to take one of them.
But you get to reroll the 1. Just take 1 damage.
One. So he's down to 12. After that was 1 APL. I've dashed him out here onto that point, and I'm going to shoot his plasma pistol at his leader. It's going to be 4 dice. 2+. So I get 1 hit.
Sweet justice.
And you're injured.
Doesn't affect anything.
It affects your weapon skill.
I'm not shooting you, I'm just rolling to save, aren't I?
Oh, true, yeah.
So is it AP 1?
It is AP 1, yeah.
Alright, so I'm rolling 2 dice. I think I'll just CP reroll one of those. Save it. So on to my last activations. So for my activation, I just moved the medic up to there. That was it.
And for my activation now, I'm overwatching with my champion, so I'm gonna, same as last time, I'm gonna shoot his leader. So it's gonna be 4 attacks, and it's gonna be 3+ this time. AP 1.
It's 2 hits.
2 hits, yeah. AP 1, so...
What damage are they? Normal.
Roll 2 dice. Normal damage are 5.
It's a crit and a normal, so I block 1 and take 5. And he survives with, I think he has 8 wounds, I think, so he survives with 3 wounds and he's injured. So for my activation, I'm moving the trooper behind his to an engage order, and he's going to move up to there and he's going to take a shot at the champion. It's going to be 4 dice, looking for 4+ to hit. Rerolling 1s. That's no hits and 1-1. No hits.
Yeah, boy.
So it's yours, onto your Overwatch.
Turn, yeah. Next Overwatch for the Death Guard, the Blight Launcher guy is going to Overwatch this fellow over here. And it's 4 attacks, 4+. AP 1. So that's a crit and 2 hits. AP 1, so you get 2 dice.
No saves, so he's dead.
Yeah.
So for my last activations, my leader ran away from that champion over to here. The comms guy jumped over that barricade for a 2-circle move onto there. And the spotter just moved up from behind there up to there. That's the end of that turning point, so we're just going to roll off for initiative for the final one. So that goes to Death Guard, and we'll be back.
So Death Guard this turn have revealed that they're going to use Contagion again as their strategic ploy, and that's it.
And the Veteran Guard are going to use no strategic ploys, but and we're not going to issue any orders this turn either. So that's that. So we'll just come back for Death Guard's first activation.
I'm activating my icon bearer. I'm changing his order to engage, and I've moved him to there, and I'm going to shoot him with his bolt gun. He has virulent rounds as his equipment, which adds like +1 to the critical damage of the bolt gun. So it's going to be 4 dice, 3+.
That is really bad.
And I can't re-roll any, but you can't get cover, so
I'm just going to be rolling 3 dice looking for 5+. Should I get a crit so he takes no damage?
Mm-hmm.
You going to leave your guy there, or do you want me to come back?
So I moved, shot, and I will then. I move, shot. I can't do anything else. Can I?
You can dash.
I know. I'll just stay where I am.
Right. Okay. So for my activation, I've activated my sniper, swapped his order to an engage, and I'm going to take a shot at the champion over there. So I'm going to be rolling 4 dice, looking for 2+. Can't reroll 1s in this round because I didn't issue that order. It's going to be 4 hits, no crits. So it's going to be rolling 3 defense dice, looking for 3 ups. It's 2 crits and a miss and a fail, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So he blocks 2 of them, takes 6 wounds from the 2 of these that go through, so you have to roll 6. Disgustingly resilient.
Can't I block?
You can't block 2 normals with crit. So you need to roll your 6 dice for disgustingly resilient.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
And there's going to be no re-rolls for 1s and 2s.
So I don't take 1.
So you take 5 wounds there.
Mm-hmm. So
we'll be back
down to 8.
It should be 12 days, 5 wounds, isn't it? So it'll be 12 down to
8.
5 wounds,
Well,
so 7.
yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be back for the Death Guard activation.
Next Death Guard, I've moved. Forgot to move his token. Move my champion off that point to over here, and I'm going to shoot the leader with my plasma pistol, which is 4 attacks, 2+. And I'm fancying my luck. Don't know why. So I'm going to supercharge it. So it's going to be AP 2. So no 1s, please.
Hope we get 3 1s like last time. Oh well.
Buzzing.
So he's dead.
Yep, hit all of them and he's dead.
But I think I'll pay my last CP for only in death atonement, so he will die.
Have you not done that this time already?
I don't think. Did I do? Yeah, I think he died.
Pause or anything about it.
Something about that. Yeah, so I think I used a CP earlier for only death atonement, so he just dies. That's it.
Which means at this point I score a VP for route, and not only that, I've dropped the card. I get Headhunter. So I score a VP for Headhunter, kill the leader, and I score a VP for route because I'm
Within Pentagon.
within Pentagon of the drop zone. So I get 2 VP for that. So yeah.
On to my activation. So for my activation, my comms guy, he gave an extra APL to the demolition, to the spotter back here, and then he just stayed where he was and passed.
I've moved my heavy gunner from back here, move and a dash onto this point, and now I'm going to shoot him. Okay. So it's going to be 4 attacks.
Got some dice in there as well, by the way.
It's going to be 4 attacks, 3 plus. 2 misses, a crit, and a normie. You
So
can't
AP
retain
one.
any. AP1, yeah.
Oh wow, double crit. So it blocks them both,
He's fine.
which is exactly what I required.
So move, dash, shot, and that's everything from him.
So now it's just going to be your Overwatch and my activations.
Yep. So get activating. My first Overwatch is going to be with my icon bearer, and he's going to use his bolt gun to shoot the guy right in front of him. So it's going to go to 4 plus, 4 attacks, and the crits are going to be 5 because of the virulent rounds. So 2 normals and a crit, which means that they are 3, 3, and 5. You can't retain any.
No saves.
So yeah, he's dead. 3, 3, and 5.
Unless I'm going to CP reroll. I've got 1 CP left, so I'll roll 1 and just fish for a crit, which will keep me alive if I can get a crit. Which I don't get. So how much is a normal? 3.
3.
And crit's 5. Yeah, so he's dead. So for my last activation, I moved up onto there, but the guy with the banner there is treated like he has an extra APL when contesting objectives. So he actually controls that.
Because your guy had a +1 APL, so he had 3, but the icon guy essentially has 4.
Yep. So we'll tally up the score and we'll come back to see who's won. So the end score was 12 for the Veteran Guard and 13 for the Death Guard. With the Veteran Guard scoring 3 for TAC Ops and 9. No, not 9. Yeah, 3 for TAC Ops and 9 for primary objectives, and the Death Guard scoring
4 for TAC Ops.
And no, it'll be 4 for TAC Ops and 8 for. I counted that wrong. 2, 4, 6, 8. To draw.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, let me just recount the scores. I'll be back in a sec. So we look at the scores. It actually turned out to be a draw. The Death Guard scored 2 points every turn for the primary objectives, and then 4 for TAC Ops, giving them 12 points. And the Veteran Guard scored 3 for their TAC Ops, and 2 each round, except for the first round for the primary objectives, where they scored 3, giving them 12.
Now, what we wanted to try and show in this game is that the compendium teams are just as competitive and can be used just as well and effectively against the newer teams like Vet Guard, which has apparently come top in one of the tournaments recently. And don't get me wrong, they are a very good team, but Death Guard is a compendium team. They've got no special rules like the Vet Guard have. And the game was a draw. And neither our skill levels are about equal, I'd say. And we managed to get it a draw, so that just proves. Because I know a lot of people say, a lot of other channels and a lot of other people generally say that the compendium teams can't really rival the new teams, the specialised teams. But I disagree with that. Not just because of Death Guard, but there's other teams too. But I hope this battle goes to show that if you have a compendium team, don't be afraid to go up against a team that's from one of the new boxes, because chances are you could draw, you could even win. And it's always worth a go, just because it can be fun. You never know what's going to happen. Like, I went into this assuming that I was going to lose because of the amount of guys he had, all the specialists and stuff. But I managed to stand my ground and do all right in the end. So have you got any thoughts on it, Owen?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Guard have lots of cool little tools, but if you don't roll, you're still hitting 4+ on a lot of things. Like I had a plasma guy shoot a death guard twice and didn't do any damage because he just couldn't. I just couldn't get any 4+, any rolls on the 4+. I even had the melter gun completely whiff as well. I mean, it would have been a different game if the melter gun had gone through and the plasma gun had gone through.
And the other thing is
but it didn't.
Death Guard aren't even considered one of the better teams, I don't think, within the Compendium. They're often overlooked, I think. But I think they're a really good team. They're one of my favourite teams to play in Kill Team, with Poxwalkers or just with the Marines themselves. And because it's overlooked, that's yet another reason to keep trying with the Compendium. Try whatever faction you've got. Don't let people and don't let the new box releases make you feel like
you can't be competitive with Compendium team.
You're blocked really out of the meta game, because you're not. And this proves that. Because none of us, we both, like I say, same skill level. You saw how it played out. You saw all the moves and things. I don't think either of us did anything stupid.
I don't think there were any like super crazy rolls on one side for the whole game. So I don't know whether maybe I've played terribly as veteran guard. I don't know. Maybe I have, but it just seems like
I don't think you have.
You can still. I think especially the death guard, the key is that guy there with the blade banner.
The key is the icon bearer and using and activating the icon along with just activating the icon.
And using contagion as well to keep people's ballistic skills down if they want to charge you or anything like that.
The icon, keeping them close to the icon, it's difficult to do because you've got to activate the icon guy first to do that, and then you've got to move him into a position, which means that you move him away from everyone else so they don't get the benefit, or you could activate him last, but then for the most of the turn before that, all of the turn before that, all the other guys are vulnerable to being shot without the disgustingly resilient 1s and 2 rerolls. So it's difficult to get it right. I think I got it right first turn and second turn. Third turn it was a bit more difficult. It's hard to keep them so close together, especially on missions when the objectives are so far apart. But keep a couple of guys that you really want to be kept alive close by, and I think that's the key to the Death Guard.
And the only real reason I managed to get points towards the end was because I had a few more bodies that I could shove on objectives and essentially overpower the APL, which was handy. But I think the TAC ops weren't that. I was hoping to get the I think it's the Glory in Death TAC op, which is if you have more guys dead at the end and you score more primary objective points, you actually get you just get 2 VP at the end, which I would have got for that, but unfortunately I didn't pull out that in the. I chose a different one from that in my selection, which I would have got one extra. I would have actually had one extra VP there and won, but that was probably a bad choice.
And if you want to see how powerful Disgustingly Resilient is, watch the first turning point for the full one and see how many times my plasma gunner was shot at, how many attacks he actually took, and then look at how many wounds he actually lost. Because he didn't even die the first turn. So just use that as an example of what... And that wasn't even as good as it gets. You can get better rolls than that. And he didn't die. So is there anything else you want to mention about it before we sign off? Because I've got one thing I'd like to say about it before we sign off.
I think I did, but I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. Well, actually, no, I was going to say, the plasma guy, I think he took a lot of the main weapons, like the sniper, a couple of lasgun shots with overcharge and all that sort of stuff. So yeah.
What I wanted to say was, to you guys watching, if you see anything in the game that you think we're doing wrong, or if you see anything in the game that you think we played badly, that you think you could do better, or you think we could be doing better, please do leave a comment. We read all our comments, and we do take them on board, and we will try and incorporate it into future games. And we also like to hear your feedback on how you would have played the game as well. And give us your feedback on your experience with Death Guard if you play with them. and Vet Guard if you play with them. Like, if you think that if you were playing Vet Guard, do you think you would have just dominated the Death Guard, or do you think it would have been similar situation? Same with you were using Death Guard. Do you think you would have? Because I assume there's a lot of better players than me with Death Guard, because they're not my main faction. They're one of my favourites. I just love the way they look. So yeah, just let us know what you think of the game, if you think there's anything better. Leave any comments below that you think are relevant. And have you got anything else before we say goodbye?
No.
The last thing, this game we decided to do something a little bit goofy, a little bit special. At some point in the game, in one of the shots, there's a little surprise. We've started a little game called Spot the Grot, because grots are my favourite.
So the sneaky git slipped his way in at some point.
In one of the shots, because when we film it, we film a section, cut it, and then film another section. During one of those sections, while there's something happening on the board, like someone being shot, whatever, some kind of action, there is a grot hiding in the shot on the map. And if he's hiding, he's probably going to be, close to one of the terrain pieces. But if you watch it and you spot him, if you spot the grot, go straight to the comments, write down the time that you spotted him and what was happening in that activation when you saw him. And the first person who replies with the correct answer, we will pin their comment to the top so everyone else can see that you are the best. You are the best.
You are blessed by the grot. The grot will bless you.
Yeah, the grot will bless you. You will be king of Spot the Grot for this video. So yeah, thank you for watching again. We appreciate your viewership and you watching it. We hope that you enjoyed the battle report, and there's going to be many more to come. So please like, subscribe, and share it with any of your friends who play Kill Team, because it'd be cool to get more people watching. And I think that's it. So this is Brothers Grimdark BGD signing off.
Blight!
Bye!